YouTube, what's up? So, once again, it's checking in JPL 205. You can follow me on my IG at JPL underscore 27 if you want to follow my socials and stuff like that. Or you could just tune in right here, subscribe, comment, or like, share if you feel the need to share or whatever. So, doing this short video today, man, I just thought, I just walked the day, like I do every day. So right now, before I get on the topic that I'm talk about, so it's been like 2 months. I just been chilling. I'm just say, the Monad been blessing me with a lot. So like, don't let the beard and everything confuse you, and the ruggedness. Don't let the ruggedness confuse you. Like I said, don't let the ruggedness confuse you. Now, with being that said, I'm working on my car right now at the moment. Not at the moment, but I have some minor things that I need to do to my vehicle, which is a tune-up and an oil leak repair. So once I'm through with those two things, I'll be back on the road doing what I pretty much want to do. I got videos coming, music videos. Also, I got my two mangas that I have that I'm working on right now, which is Mushroom Block and Dragon Skulls. I'll be releasing the PDF file soon once I'm through with all the art and structuring, organizing all of the episodes like I want to. So I'll be releasing that soon. Pretty much that's pretty much it. I'm still working on getting my financial investments together so I can start the podcast how I want to, let alone, channel explore, which is I would call more so than a podcast, because I am one of those ones that know what's going to happen in the next 15 years. So I'm transitioning off the platforms of what you would call the utilized CPCs, ad service, connected social apps, APIs and stuff like that, the interfaces that you guys choose to use and to, pretty much broadcast your content. I'm moving away from that because we got to think about where we're going instead of where we at a lot. And that's where I've been at, thinking about where I'm going, how consumptions, ecosystem thinking. When you think about ecosystems, it puts your perspective in a whole different dynamic, But anyway, it's not supposed to have been a long video. So I just want to talk about, being copper tone, indigenous man, indigo man. So I want to say this to the woman. Y'all got to understand, like, it's a lot of complaining about black men who we choose to love, right? And somebody like me, I had life experiences that allowed me to understand what we would call love and different dynamics. And I feel like me being a copper tone man, I should be able to go love on who I want to, without being compromised to a certain circumstance. And I think a lot of what we would call like black women, I would prefer to call you something else, but a lot of black women want to know why are a lot of black men so-called marrying outside their race or dating outside their race. Simple fact of the matter of peace of mind, no stress. I could pretty much do this and go back home and don't have an argument, with a Latina. She doesn't necessarily have to be Latina. With a Mexican, with a Cubano, Asiatic woman. Not saying that these women may not carry those traits, but not like American women, not like American so-called black women. They don't carry these traits like that. They don't even hold themselves of that standard to carry those traits like that. That's my whole thing about that. And they wondering why, because men like me, look, I have like probably up to 10 skill abilities to make money outside of the ones I have not awakened. You know, I was supposed to have conducted myself and did an HVAC program a couple of months ago, but since I got cases and stuff now and working on my cases and working on like trying to get these people to settle like they should be, I'm really waiting on, how conducting my cases, how they get conducted, and before I make a movement on a lot of things right now. Like, people, we think we gotta go work in the system to make money. That's not true. You could use the system to adjust yourself and anchor yourself to do something more. But I'm gonna keep this right here though. Like, most women think that because a man don't have a job, he doesn't have a means to get resources and get money. Or that's how the small, average, projected, average thinking, calibrated mind in the world thinks. In America anyway, because in America, we sustain to conduct ourselves to believe that we have to be confined to a 9 to 5, to a 9 to 5 shift. So us being to those confinements of under these things, thinking that we have to confide to these things, put us in the slave mode. So when you in slave mode, you pretty much going to go work for this company, trying to find out this company to go work for. You trying to find out, where you get resources from and shit. You trying to find out, like, all that find out shit. Majority of black people in the world, they always trying to find out some shit. But we don't never, like, try to go do the research after we found out what we thought we found out and shit. So that's the whole perspective. When you live in life in a perspective of, like, you trying to really understand some shit, things turn out different for you. You move different and shit. So you don't really be worried about circumstances. You don't be worried about how people gonna treat you. You don't be worried about you don't really be worried about the things that people think are realistic. To them, it shouldn't be realistic to you. The things that people connect to, it shouldn't connect to you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm out. Y'all get ready for, all of the objectives that I have, that I'm not objectives, but all of the content that I've been ready to release and stuff, man. Y'all get ready for that. Shalom, shalom.